crowd joins us live here on Monday night at Bowden's in College Town, and we're fired up to be back here talking all things Florida State football. Welcome in Inside Seminole Football with the head football coach Mike Norvell. Great to be here on a Monday night. Great crowd, and we're getting ready for another big matchup coming up Saturday afternoon at Doak Campbell Stadium, Florida State, taking on the Memphis Tigers. Without further ado, let's bring on the star of the show. Of course, give it up for the head coach Mike Norvell, everybody, here with us. Coach, great to see you, as always a pleasure. And last week, the bye week, I know your guys focused, locked in, and back to work, getting after it in preparation for another big game week this week.
No, absolutely. And it was obviously after a rough start to our season, the bye week really came at the right time, for us to be able to kind of regroup, reflect, and obviously you'll continue to push forward a plan for our improvement as we get the opportunity here this week. And I thought our guys, nobody's happy around our program right now, and but the mindset, the approach, the willingness, the ownership that's been taken, players, coaches, everybody involved, just to go take a positive step. And I want to see our team go play our best game. And obviously as we went through this off week, I thought the guys really had a great approach to that, and focus on our discipline, our details, our fundamentals, and making sure that we're communicating so that we can go out there and play fast, and you'll put our best effort as well as our best performance on display.
Yep, and knowing you want to look at it, self-diagnose, go back and look at everything. What are we currently doing? What things can we do better as well? Just kind of give everybody your 35,000-foot view over the last 7 days or so. I know you mixed in some recruiting during the bye weekend as well. The thought process from your vantage point.
Yeah, when you come off of a disappointing game, you try to go back and connect what was showing up in practice, what was applied, and then what were the things that maybe there was a disconnect. And I thought, especially in our last game, I just thought there was guys that at times were playing very hesitant, and and it was just not seeing them cut loose, not maybe seeing them trust the things that they had seen, or even some of the things that we have practiced, and to where we had 11 guys playing as one, and being as consistent. And it was really all three phases. There was moments that showed up that cost us in each one of them. And really as you come out of the game and you're having the conversations, you're watching the film, and I thought there was times that we just started pressing, and sometimes guys playing not to make a mistake, or maybe guys playing not to have a disappointing outcome on a play. But I mean, that's not the way this game is played. That's definitely not the way that we play this game. And so being able to go out there and play competent, play free, play fast, and then understanding that there might be a good play or a bad play that's going to show up in the course of the game, but we got to be able to go respond and play Seminole football. And that's really been a big focus for us, and making sure that that guys are doing their part in the communication. Guys are focused on those finer details and fundamentals that are going to allow us to go showcase all the talent and ability that they have. But I do appreciate this team, and I am excited about the opportunity that we have ahead to go out there and show who we are and what we're all about. And these guys have embraced that, and they're, like I said, there's been a lot of ownership from our coaches, of the things that we can do to help showcase them, and where we can be better, and obviously the players doing their part as well. And so it's been a good off week. Definitely excited about the week of preparation, as we got a very talented team coming in here on Saturday that obviously it's going to take our best effort.
Yeah, absolutely. How about now? Time now for our truest hero of the game from the Monday matchup with Boston College. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. And Coach, it was fun to watch Kentron Portier. He has flashed throughout his career. 4 touchdowns 2 seasons ago, and he had a stretch here as we're watching some of the highlights here on our screens in Bowden's, especially this touchdown play, where he just said, "Get off of me," right there, and made a great move and made a BC defender fall down. Kentron Portier, he has that in him. I know you're just he needs to stay healthy and keep it rolling throughout each day, week by week.
Yeah, he's really had kind of a rough, last year. I mean, he had dealt with an injury that was, kind of, lingering effects of that, through the most part of last season. Kind of carried over. Was feeling better. Had a little bit of an issue there in fall camp, but it was good to see him go out there and to play fast. Obviously making some big plays for us in that game. Had a couple of third down conversion with a big time catch, and then obviously the two explosives with one of those being the touchdown. So that's something that we need to continue to see. And I know Kentron has poured so much into this program. He cares so much about his teammates and the guys that he gets to do it with. But for him to be able to show up big in that moment, and then obviously as we continue to move forward, to be that consistent playmaker that this offense needs, and what he's very capable of.
3 catches, 79 yards, and that touchdown reception, as we saw a moment ago, was a SportsCenter top 10 play on Monday night as well. Can a play like that from a veteran guy, he's a fifth-year senior, can that somewhat be, a jump start, if you will, for some of the other guys that are looking for a little bit of positivity, a little inspiration, if you will, to go out and make something happen? Yeah,
it's taking advantage of the opportunity. And, I think, Kentron, like I said, he's been working really hard to get himself, back and in a position to go out there and positively impact this football team. And, that's what we needed, there in the moment. And, obviously we got to continue to build upon that. We're definitely excited about the guys that are continuing to push, and I think that receiver room, obviously there's some details we have to clean up from this last game, but I really have seen some positive steps from that group. Guys like Ja'Kai Douglas, Kentron, obviously, and we're excited about getting Hakeem Williams coming back, who I think it's been unfortunate we've been without him for the last few games, but he's been a guy that really flashed during fall camp, and I think he can join that group of receivers and be able to help make some of those explosive plays as well.
Here with the head coach Mike Norvell, live from Bowdens in College Town. You, of course, can watch our show here live on Monday nights on our social media and digital platforms on the Florida State Football Facebook page, also on the Twitter/X page as well. The Seminoles YouTube page and the Seminoles on Concord app is where you can watch it. And for a re-air in Tallahassee, you can watch Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern with our friends on ABC 27. Get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. Again, you can re-watch on Wednesday nights on ABC 27, 7 p.m. Wednesday nights here in Tallahassee. We'll take our first time out. We'll come back and talk more with Coach about his team getting ready for Memphis and the bye week as well. And we're excited to be here live from Bowdens in College Town. Great crowd with us on Monday night. We're back after this. And we are back Monday night here with the head coach Mike Norvell, live from Bowdens in College Town. Great crowd as always. And the Noles coming off a bye week, preparing for Memphis Saturday afternoon. It's a noon Eastern kick. Bobby Bowden Field inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. Hey, time now for What's on Tap, brought to you by the official craft beer of Florida State Athletics, Oyster City Brewing Company. Make sure you try the Great Legacy Lager, the FSU branded official craft beer of Florida State Athletics for all FSU watch parties and events. Of course, announced earlier today, the game versus Cal next Saturday. Nothing better than a night game inside of Doak, right, everybody? Night game in Doak next Saturday night, 7 p.m. kick, with Cal coming to town for their first ACC tilt. And they get Mike Norvell's Florida State Seminoles. Give it up for Florida State soccer, huh? Yesterday beat Florida for the 7th consecutive time, 3-0. An unbeaten streak now at 29 games. And they scored 24 goals in non-conference play this season, the most since 2009. And Florida State volleyball, they got a split this last weekend. They're at UNF Tuesday at 5 p.m. All right, Coach, we talked about the bye week a little bit. It's somewhat interesting, I guess, but your first 2 games, week 0, and then a Monday night game. This is kind of your first sort of normal week timing-wise, in a roundabout way, I guess, if you will.
No, it's good to get to start a little bit of a routine and get into a normal game week for us. And I really appreciate the players. The way they approached Sunday night practice. Guys came in. We were able to get a little bit of an introduction there last week to Memphis. But really, most of our focus on us. We had really kind of a fall camp type of practice. Got a lot of speed on speed work just to really ultimately push our guys. Want to see them take some of the correction and be able to apply it. But then we did get a baseline introduction into our opponent, and I thought our guys had a great carryover from that there last night, and definitely was a sense of urgency in coming back, and looking forward to what this week's going to be.
Offensive side of the football right now, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that group and what you've seen and the areas that you highlight in, hey, we've got something here, I like this. Other parts where you're like, you know what, we just got to fit it together a little bit more. Walk me through the offensive side right now. Some of the things you see as the play caller of this group.
Yeah, I think that's you look at this last game, and we were able to have a couple more explosive plays that showed up. That's something that we were lacking there in our season opener. But really for us, it's just it's a consistency. We want to have balance. I thought we were really pass heavy there in the last game. Some of that was circumstance that jumped into it. But then obviously some of the things that we were getting that kind of forced that into our hand a little bit. But for us, it's just about the consistency, and we got great playmakers. Obviously, with Jeremiah Byers out this past week, Rob Scott went in the starting role. Jalen Early was able to play a little bit, so we got some new guys that are getting some action as we're rolling through it. But as we go and continue to grow throughout the season, we want to be able to be a team that establishes the run. We talk about that all the time. We have not been as good as what I believe we're capable of being there. And I do believe that can be a strength, but it needs to be a strength for us. And so really having a great focus on that. But then also when you get your opportunities on the perimeter, we've got to go make it happen. We want to be able to stretch the field vertically. I do believe in the personnel that we have and the opportunity that's there. And then it's been good to see some of those older leaders just taking ownership. Obviously some guys that are some of our best players might have had maybe a lesser game this last time out, and just understanding what you see, how to improve that, and now let's go get it done on the field.
One of the things you brought up a second ago with leadership, accountability, that's to me one of the amazing things about your culture, you and the staff have instilled at Florida State, is that locker room is player-led, and those guys hold each other accountable in a big-time way. I know when you face the adversity that you have early in the season, it makes things tough on everybody across the board, but how have you appreciated how your guys have continued to push forward like you talk about and continue to hold that accountability in the locker room?
Yeah, well, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And it's not player and coach. I mean, yes, the players they are a reflection of us, and obviously it's in all things that we're doing. I want those guys to know that we're all pouring in together to go try to take that positive step to be what I know this team can be. And like I said, for coaches, we've got to look, we got to evaluate, we got to decide, what are the things that where we can be better, and then obviously for the players, when they have that ownership and understanding that some of those finer details, the things that are critical factors, taking the things we're emphasizing and you work fall camp and off season. We got to go apply that in the course of the game, and to be able to do it with all that we have. And that's where when you hear players that they're stepping up, even within their own positions or within the team, and say, I can be better here, and I know, and I'm going to be better here. And then you start seeing them take those positive steps. That's where you earn respect. And obviously nobody likes the circumstance that we're in, but I don't want to be a team that's driven by circumstance. I want to be a team that obviously responds and embraces opportunity, and we have an opportunity in front of us to go play this week and to go prepare this week better than we've ever played, and that's what I want to see, and that's what we're pushing for.
Mentioned the running game. May is one of my favorites and one of our fans' favorites as well. Lawrence Toafili is a guy that has made so many big plays throughout his time here at Florida State. The Georgia Tech game, the 28-yard touchdown run was big in the passing game as well. And I know you're always looking for ways to continue to access his versatility and get him out there making big plays for you.
Yeah, and and LT, he really can do it all. And obviously, with the unfortunate news, I know I announced it at the press conference earlier, but with Jalen Lucas unfortunately being done for the rest of the season, that does put, even a bigger workload with LT, from what he's going to be able to do, in the backfield, split out, being able to do the things he's done throughout his career. But obviously when one guy goes down, all of us have to rise up. But, LT is, he's been so consistent, throughout the course of his career, and the versatility and the playmaking ability. And so, we're going to need to be able to rely on him. And I know he's going to answer the call.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch during his time here at Florida State University. As Inside Seminole Football brought to you in part by Florida Farm Bureau. Seminole Football is very, very proud of the partnership with Florida Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud partner of Florida State Athletics. And introducing the official vodka of Florida State Athletics, SV Vodka, crafted for a smooth taste. SV Vodka is 100% vegan, perfect for those who value purity in every sip. Experience the unique blend of tradition and innovation with SV Vodka, the official vodka of Florida State Athletics. More to come live here from Bowden's in College Town on a Monday night as Mike Norvell's Noles getting ready for another opponent inside of Del Campbell Stadium. Memphis coming to town. We'll talk about that and more when we come back. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout. And we return live from Bowden's in College Town Monday night with the head coach Mike Norvell. My name is Jeff Culhane. We are fired up to be here this evening talking all things Florida State football as Inside Seminole Football brought to you in part by our friends at Chili Pad. Listen to this. This is a Josh Storm special, Coach. You're going to appreciate this. Are you tired of sleeping hot? Make your existing mattress cooler with a Chili Pad. It's nice to, cool it off at night, right? Or warm it up, depending on the situation. Chili Pads circulate chilled water as low as 55 degrees to keep you cool all night. Visit sleep.me/Seminoles and see why Chili Pad is the official bed cooling partner of Florida State Athletics. Coach Storms loves those.
Yes.
Yes. And in town for a game this fall, stay at 4 Points by Sheraton Tallahassee downtown, where parking is always complimentary. Plus free shuttle service to the airport and Del Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheraton Tallahassee downtown today. Well, the Florida State defense looking to cool off the opposition. I'm on fire in this segment, Coach.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know if it's outstanding. It's something overall. But your defense looking to continue to take the steps forward as well here. And I know Coach Fuller and that staff continuing to harp on the fundamentals and harp on taking the steps forward. Give me a couple areas that you've liked, areas that you want to see tighten up here getting ready for Memphis on Saturday afternoon.
Well, the first couple of weeks we've faced unique offenses. Mm-hmm. Obviously ones with very dynamic, running quarterbacks. Just in all reality, we've not done a good enough job of stopping the run, getting off the field on third downs. Really, helping put our guys in position to be able to cut loose and be able to go work to impact the quarterback in the passing game. And those things are going to show up sometimes. And early in the season, a variety of different looks that we've seen. As I mentioned earlier, some times where we've played a little bit hesitant, which is unlike our defense and how we're built to play. And so it's really about guys trusting their keys, making sure that we have 11 guys playing as one, being tight in our run fits, making sure that we're earning the right to have an opportunity to go rush the passer and try to force some of those longer yardage situations. And then we've also had some unfortunate situations that have shown up, times where we've had opportunity to be able to create a takeaway. We've had a couple balls on the ground. We've had an opportunity to be able to change the game in those where they've just gotten away from us or had a few missed opportunities there. And those are things that we got to improve on because we need to be able to have those explosive plays. And, I know we've got a very capable group and, one that's hungry to go get that done, here on Saturday.
One of those guys that was really fun to watch on Monday night in the first two games is Cam Riley. This is a big, versatile, athletic young man, 6'4", 6'5", 240, can get up there and play in a phone booth, can run around and make plays in space as well. What has his added presence meant to your defense, and what you can do with some of the things he's capable of?
And I thought we had a couple of those guys at linebacker that really took a step and showed some improvement. Cam, just being in the second game here at Florida State, I thought was one of those guys, and I thought he had some impactful plays. There's still some things, some of the finer details, and just whether it's in communication, trusting his eyes and just triggering a little bit quicker with what he sees. But I really like the progression I'm seeing from him. I thought Blake Nicholson is another guy that's taken some real positive steps and been able to you feel his presence out there on the field, and so excited about where that group is going to continue to go throughout this year, and ultimately, but when you have guys with that size and speed and athleticism, good things are there to happen. But it's just you've seen those guys grow in their confidence in what they're doing and just being able to react to those things that show up throughout the course of a game.
Time now for our keys to success, brought to you by Scott and Wallace, the official law firm of Florida State Athletics. Scott and Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. How about some defensive keys this Saturday? You're facing a quarterback in Seth Hennigan who is a talented young man. He's the all-time leading passer in Memphis football history. He's played a lot of football for him, somebody I know you're really familiar with. What kind of pressure does he put on your group with the way he plays?
He's extremely accurate, extremely smart. He's not been a player that's made a whole lot of self-induced mistakes. He knows where the ball's supposed to go. He gets it out on time. This is probably the most well-rounded offense that we faced up to this point, because they definitely can run the football. Obviously they've got some dynamic players out there at receiver that they've got a couple all-conference players, a couple of guys that that can absolutely stretch you vertically down the field, and then the quarterback Seth. He does it all, and he really makes it all go for them. And so it's going to take all levels for us. We're going to have to rise up and make sure that we play our best ball, and then make sure that we're focused on the things that we can control, and go out here, have fun playing the game, and you'll be able to see that Florida State standard show up within our defense. And I know these guys are excited to go out there and for the challenges that are ahead.
Absolutely. Keys to success brought to you by Scott and Wallace. We'll take a time out. One more segment with Coach coming up. Ryan Fitzgerald is in the house as well, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hear from him, and John Papuchis as well, defensive ends coach, special teams coordinator. Great show here tonight, live from Bowdens in College Town. One more time out, one more segment with Coach when we return. Stay with us. We're back after these messages. And welcome back here on Monday night, live from Bowdens in College Town. Great to be here. Thanks so much for everybody coming out and joining us once again inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Great food, great specials here on Monday night, and talking all things Florida State football. Coming up in our next segment, Ryan Fitzgerald will be with us here on the show, and John Papuchis joins us a little bit later on. I think one of my favorite segments we've started here, this part of the program that's new this year, is our Noles Flashback, presented by Bowdens. We take a look back in the series with the opponent, a historical matchup note and nugget that's a whole lot of fun as you're watching on our various platforms right now. Let's go back to the last time we played Memphis. They were Memphis State back then in Doak Campbell Stadium, 1989. And Peter Tom Willis that day threw for them a school record 6 touchdown passes against the Memphis State Tigers, 23 of 31 for 482 yards. All 6 of those touchdowns, by the way, were in the first half for Peter Tom Willis in a 57-20 win. That was an 8th straight win for the Noles that season in 1989. And Florida State finished that year 10-2 on the season, number 3 in the country. That's brought to you by Bowdens, of course, our host location of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell, here each and every Monday night during the football season from 7 to 8 p.m. live in College Town. Coach, your teams after byes have responded in a big-time way. 9-2 in Mike Norvell's head coaching career, coming off an in-season open date, and including season openers, non-Saturday games and bowl games, 27-11 with more than 7 days to prepare for a contest. Your guys have been ready to go in these types of situations, and I know you're looking forward and expecting that same type of execution here on Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely, it's about the growth. And as we got off to the early part of the season, it's about seeing those positive steps of improvement. And for us, like we mentioned earlier, we've not played to our capability, and that's something that we've got a chance. We went back, we've evaluated, obviously the adjustments that need to be made, but also the steps in the growth between our players and everybody involved in the program. Now it's about the application, and ultimately, this is the next step that's in front of us, and we've got like I said, a really talented team that's coming in to play against, but it's still about us. It's about our focus. It's about our discipline, and then seeing our guys go out there and play to the capabilities that I know that they have, and I'm excited to see them put that on display.
Their head coach Ryan Silverfield, obviously a guy you know very well on your staff at Memphis during your time there over your seasons with the Tigers, and was the guy that took over when you came to Florida State overall. That's a guy I know you got a lot of respect for, and a guy that's continued your success with that program, and they're coming off a 10-win season a year ago as well.
No, I mean, Ryan's done a remarkable job, and obviously he was there. He was on my very first staff that when I got the job there at Memphis, and he had other opportunities throughout that time, but chose to stay and really help build something very special there. And now he's taken it and obviously put his mark on it. And they've got a great team. Like I said, the quarterback's one of the best players in Memphis history. Mm-hmm. He's done a really good job of continuing to bring dynamic playmakers there in the program, and obviously it's Memphis as a city and a place will always be very special to me and my family, just for the opportunity that we had. But when it comes to Saturday, it's all about what's ahead, and I know we're excited to go compete.
All right, final thoughts before we say goodbye to you. I know tomorrow's Tuesday. Big day in as far as the preparation and getting ready. Kind of take us through day by day getting ready for this game Saturday.
It's all about the work, and these guys. There's definitely a sense of urgency, and I'm looking forward to going and get after it on the practice field. They've done a really nice job of spending time there in the meeting room, but it's time, and we need to go get it done. And I know we're gonna have a great week of preparation. You're leading up to a big matchup here on Saturday.
Coach, it's always great seeing you as always. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate everybody coming out. Go Noles.
There you go. The head coach Mike Norvell here with us on Monday Night Live from Bowdens in Collegetown, as Inside Seminole Football brought to you in part by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank member FDIC. When we come back, he's one of the best in all of college football. Ryan Fitzgerald joins us here at our main table. That's on the way. Stay tuned. And welcome back Monday night. Bowdens here in Collegetown. Welcome back inside Seminole Football. It is great to be here as we appreciate the time of the head coach Mike Norvell. Getting ready for another big matchup with Memphis coming up Saturday. It's at noon. By the way, our coverage begins at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the radio side across the Seminole Sports Network. And make sure you download the FSU Game Day app if you want to take us with you wherever you go. This guy to my left has been fantastic, has he not, here the past few seasons, and great this year. Ryan Fitzgerald with us. It is great to see you, my friend. Thanks so much for your time. How you doing on Monday night? You guys ready? I know you've been working last week. I know you're ready to get back out there and get back out on Bobby Bowden Field here this weekend in front of our great fans as well.
Yes, sir. Doing good. Excited. Get to go to work tomorrow, big Tuesday for preparation for this weekend.
Yep. Take me through your bye week overall. You've gotten off to a great start here this year. ACC Specialist of the Week after the Georgia Tech game. Yeah, absolutely. You knocked a couple through against BC as well. Your bye week, what was some of your focus and some of the items that you guys honed in on from a specialist standpoint?
I think just a chance to kind of reflect on the first 2 weeks and really just another chance to get better, A little bit more time in the bye week to maybe focus on a couple more details here and there that, we couldn't necessarily work with the first 2 weeks, but got a chance just to reflect and continue to get better.
Yep. They talk about your coaches. Obviously, we're going to talk with John Papuchis coming up in the segment for the last couple here on the show, but also Carter Barfield as well. That's a guy that you work with and the specialists work with very closely on a day-by-day basis. How does this coaching staff continue to help mold you guys and take your games to the next level?
Yeah, Coach JP, Coach Barfield, unbelievable special teams coaches, and just the way Coach Barfield works with us each and every day, structures our practices, and it really just keeps an eye on what we're doing. If we see a certain thing, ask him to keep an eye on it for us and really just, pushes us to get better each and every day.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I talked last week following practice, but I'm going to ask you this question again because I think for everybody it's really interesting. That 59-yarder, which was just an amazing boot in Dublin against Georgia Tech, the second longest field goal in Florida State football history, and the longest ever in an ACC conference game by Ryan. How different is that compared to, something between 20 to 35 yards overall? Is there a whole lot of difference from your standpoint and how you approach it, where you strike it, et cetera, when you kick something like that?
I usually don't try to change up too much depending on the distance. Whenever I get back that far, definitely that's on the fringe of whenever I have to give it a little extra. But that week leading up to it, my leg strength felt great from around that range. And I knew I didn't have to do anything too much, just hit a good ball and really just have a chance to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, time now, if we can do this with our great crew here, our Garnet and Gold Gear of the Week, presented by Garnet and Gold, in celebration of Hall of Fame weekend here in Tallahassee. This week's item is, you can see right here to my right, this is our mannequin. We haven't named him yet. We'll get a name for this one here a little bit later on this season. It's a Nike Men's Legacy T-shirt with the Vault Seminole head in a garnet colorway right there. That looks pretty good. What do you think, guys? Not bad. Something to go and grab from our friends at Garnet and Gold. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Visit one of the 3 locations here in Tallahassee and pick up your new game day gear. Great setup there from our friends at Garnet and Gold. All right, Fitzy, you and Alex Mastromano, you two guys have been together now for a number of years, 5th-year guys here at Florida State University. What's it been like? Describe it to our fans, how you guys have grown together and watching each other have the success like you have had in your respective areas as specialists here at FSU.
It's just been so cool to see our development over the last half a decade, really. And just the way he goes out and approaches his work every day, we view it very similar, and we're always trying to push each other and compete, and really just, we have similar goals and similar ways that we approach our work every day. So it's just been so cool to see his development, obviously my development as well, and it's been really cool. I mean, he's obviously the best punter in college football, but he's also the best holder in college football too. That position
big,
gets
right?
so overlooked, you know, and he's helped me so much with just how well he is at the holding position too. And then you got Mason snapping too, and just a great duo to help my job so much easier.
You had a great one in James Rosenberry and Mason Arnold in his first year as a full-time starter. He stepped right in without missing a beat, right? He was great on that 2-point conversion, flipping that thing to Brian Courtney in Dublin. That's a huge part of your guys' success as well as a group.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Mason's an unbelievable guy, great work ethic, and he's done an outstanding job.
Take me through this week now, your vantage point. I know you guys want to flip the script here a little bit and get into the win column against Memphis on Saturday. How was the bye week overall? And talk about that practice last night, preparing and getting ready. I know you guys are hungry in a big-time way.
Yeah, we are hungry, and it's just another opportunity to go out and get better each and every day at practice. We're focused on one day at a time, one play at a time, one rep at a time, and trying to win one rep at a time and stack those chips.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see you, as
sir.
always. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you. Give
Yes,
it up,
sir.
ladies and gentlemen, for Ryan Fitzgerald, one of the best in college football and one of the best to do it here at Florida State University. We'll take a break. John Papuchis joins us when we return live from Bowdens in College Town. We're back after this timeout. All right, great to be back here at Bowdens in College Town on a Monday night. Welcome inside Seminole football. Great crowd, great to be here. And, of course, packed with great Florida State football fans as always. Hey, Florida State Athletics would like to thank Grassroots Coffee for their support of Florida State football. Grassroots Coffee, also the official coffee of the Battle's End. And every time you drink Battle's End Blend, you support FSU athletes. Order Battle's End Blend today at grassrootscoffee.com. That's grassrootscoffee.com. Mark, shout out to you at the bar, Grassroots Coffee. Let's give it up for John Papuchis, everybody, special teams coordinator, defensive ends coach here at Florida State University. Coach, always great to see you, and thanks so much for your time joining us here on the show on Monday night. How about your guy, Ryan Fitzgerald, who was just with us a segment ago? A big smile, I know. He has been just absolutely outstanding this season and the last couple of years.
Really, he's done such an amazing job, and you know, I couldn't be prouder of him and his progress and how he's grown in this program. It's, you know, to have a guy, you know, to be able to coach him for 5 years is unique. But to see a guy grow as much as he has and really become one of the best kickers in the country has been really a great you know, testament to his work ethic, but just great to watch his progress.
Yeah, I mean, the growth that he has had, right? Going back to 2022, you brought in Tyler Keltner in the offseason in 23, and you had a good competition there in fall camp, and Fitzy he's answered the call for you from that point on, and it's just been unbelievable.
He really has, and you know, every time he's been challenged with that, he's always stepped up, and you know, I just think he's a great story of overcoming and perseverance and you know, going against, you know, some of the odds that were out there at the time and just continuing to believe in himself, and we continue to believe in him, and it's just turned out to be a really great story for him.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzgerald, one of the best in college football. He mentioned, and we talked about his specialist duo, his partner, Alex Mastromano, the young man from Australia. He was named the Ray Guy Punter of the Week for the Boston College game. Outstanding job by Mastromano with some of the things that he was able to do. 52.2 yards per punt on 6 attempts, including a career-long tying 65-yard punt in that game against BC. You see some of the highlights on our TVs as you're watching, and also here in Bowden's as well. It's hard to believe he was a finalist for the Ray Guy Award a year ago. It's amazing. He's taken his game to another level, Coach, with what he's been doing this year in his senior year.
No question. He's worked extremely hard. And he's super focused on his craft, you know, and it's subtle. And, you know, if you're watching on TV or if you're watching from the stands, you may not notice some of the subtle improvements that he's made in his game, but he's constantly working at it, and he's getting stronger and he's getting more confident. And, you know, the results are showing. And, you know, I think he's still just scratching the surface of what he can be. You know, you got to remember, it was only 5 years ago that he played his first ever football game.
Yeah, wow.
So the fact that he's gotten better and grown every year is a testament to his work ethic and his perseverance and his toughness.
Fitzy brought up Mason Arnold. We had a great one in James Rosenberry, who was an All-American here last year as a senior. That's a position that we don't talk about unless something bad happens, right, overall. But it feels like Mason, Coach, has just, you know, he slid right in, and you guys haven't skipped a beat with his capability. You
know, Mason is he's a unique competitor in the sense that when he came in here, he knew James was going to be the long snapper, and but he approached every single day last season as if he was preparing himself for the moment, and all that work that he invested is paying off. He's a great team player. He works hard every day. He does everything we ask him to do, and you're right. Unless you call his name a bunch, you probably don't notice that he's there, but he's done a tremendous job for us.
Yeah, it's been fun to follow the Tampa native, Carrollwood High. Mason Arnold has been a great addition with what he's done at that long snapper spot. I know we got some tough news today with the injury to Jalen Lucas in the return game. You hate seeing that. That's never fun. But take me from there, your mindset with who can step up for you, who are the guys that you look to help with Jalen's absence?
Yeah, you know, I hate it for Jalen just because he put so much work and invested so much into what the season was going to be for him. And I was really excited to have him there as a returner and as an offensive weapon. But, you know, so for moving forward, though, we got some talented guys back there. I'm excited to see LaWayne McCoy. I'm excited to see more out of Malik Benson. I'm excited to see Deuce Spann back in the kick return game. And we have some other guys that could be in the kick return mix. But we definitely have some talent and ability, and we're going to be able to put those skills on display. And LaWayne is going to get an opportunity to get out there and see what he's all about.
Absolutely. Hang out with us. One more segment?
Yeah.
That sound good? All right. John Papuchis here with us, Florida State Special Teams Coordinator and Defensive Ends Coach, live from Bowden's in College Town as our program brought to you in part by our friends at Seminole Boosters. Did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported, is not funded by tax dollars? Because of this, we rely on fans just like you to join Seminole Boosters so your teams have the best possible chance to achieve success on and off the field. Seminole Booster membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great membership benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more or join. That's SeminoleBoosters.com. One more segment with John Papuchis live from Bowden's in College Town. When we come back, stay with us. Back after this timeout. All right, we're back one final time and a fun night. Anyway, Monday nights. Bowden's in College Town, inside Seminole football. Been great to talk all things Noles here on a Monday evening. 7 to 8 p.m. Thanks to Mike Norvell, Ryan Fitzgerald here with John Papuchis. Bowden's a proud partner of Florida State Athletics, and of course, our home of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell here every Monday night during the football season, live in College Town from 7 to 8 p.m. And Inside Seminole Football also brought to you in part by Carver's Discount Cleaners. They are mean on stains and green on earth. Try the new Eco Green Dry Cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1215 North Monroe Street in Midtown here in Tallahassee. John Papuchis is back to close out the show with us. Great to see you as always, my friend. Let's talk defense a little bit here. This is a Memphis team that's pretty well balanced overall, and a quarterback in Seth Hennigan, who I know you want your defensive ends to make life as difficult as possible on here on Saturday. Kind of walk me through what you've seen and the challenge you guys have here at noon kick Saturday afternoon.
Oh, when you look at them, they're definitely well coached. They got talent at all the different spots. They're a veteran, experienced group coming back. So we certainly are going to be challenged in a lot of different ways, both in the run and the pass. But our guys, we've made this more about us. We had a good bye week of practice the couple days we were out there, and I think our guys are chomping at the bit to get back out on the field tomorrow and start our real preparation heading into this game this Saturday.
Yeah, give me some positives from your guys on the defensive end spot, some areas you want to see tighten up and have challenged this group, your group overall, the last week or 9 days or so.
But, the positives are when we did the things that we're capable of doing, when we took great alignments, when we read our keys, when we executed the fundamentals and techniques that we believe in this program, we played well the other night. When we didn't, when we got outside of our base fundamentals and technique, and when we started to try to force plays to happen, when we tried to create some big plays that were a little bit outside of our scheme, that's when our trouble showed up. And I think our guys understand that. You don't have to be anything other than the best version of yourself, because we have enough talent to go do that. Now it's just an opportunity for us to go show that again this Saturday. A
guy whose story I think is a lot of fun to follow, as we've gotten to know him a little bit, is Sione Lolohea from Latonga and high school football in Southern California, Oregon State, now here in Tallahassee. And his parents have never seen him play a college football game overall. It just seems like every time we get to watch Sione, we see what he's capable of, and he continues to gain more confidence and get better each rep he's out there.
I absolutely agree with you. He came into the spring, and there was a learning curve in terms of him really knowing our defense and understanding all the dynamics that went along with it. But as the summer went and as he got through fall camp, you just saw a steady progression of improvement. And, I think his best ball is ahead of him. I really liked the way he played the other night. He's physical. He brings a great mindset, a great attitude. He's very positive. And he's just he impacts the other guys in the room. And I continue to see his role growing, throughout the course of the season.
All right, got about 30 seconds with you. Take me through this week and the steps, the blueprint here, getting ready and preparing to go out, bounce back, and get back in that winning column overall.
It starts with the work. We believe in the work. Our guys are going to come in tomorrow morning, and we're going to start with meetings, and we're going to go out there for our Tuesday practice, which is a physical get-after-it practice, and it's going to set the tone for the week. And, we need to put a great Tuesday, a great Wednesday, a great Thursday, and finish it up on Friday all together to be able to go play our best. But I think our guys are ready for it, and they're excited about the challenge ahead.
Coach, it's great to see you as always. Have a great week, and best of luck on Saturday.
Good to see you, brother.
You too. John Papuchis, ladies and gentlemen, special teams coordinator and defensive ends coach. That's going to do it for the show here on Monday night. Thanks to everybody for coming out to Bowden's in College Town. Big thank you to Hannah and Sienna as well with the Florida State Cheer Squad here tonight. We'll talk to you next Monday night, 7 p.m. live from Bowden's.